You are welcome once again to Kingdom Parables. Murayo Agbola is my name. Today, I want to talk about the power to say no. We are always society is always presenting to us various alternatives. At one time or the other, you have various choices before you, from which you have to make just one choice. It will not have been a point of discussion if the ability to make up your mind or to decide or do what you want to do is just yours. But today I discovered that society has a way of forcing or imposing its own choices on individuals, particularly the young ones. Even though it's not about them alone, it's also applicable to the older ones. But majorly, the younger ones, they don't have the ability to say no or to resist what they do not want. Why? Because even if you are not choosing it, there is a force. There's a force without that is pressurizing you to choose what they want. Their choices, not your own choice. And then you find yourself saying a yes to what you ought to know. And that is why it is important to discuss this matter here today. Now, first you have to know this. Number one, you have to know who you are. What do you want? What are the things that appeals to you? What is your goal? Number two, you have to know what is the mind of God. What is the choice of God? And then you develop, number three, to develop a principle and work with your principle. Then number four is to also stand by your no. If you are saying no to a particular thing, then you let your action justify your no. You can't be saying a no to what you are acting a yes to. So what are the things that you need to say no to? There are a lot of things that comes your way. If you think about it as a teenagers, there are so many things you should say no to. That is, you know to drugs, you know to things that are sinful, no to whatever is opposing your dream. Whatever is opposing your dream, you should say no to it. Whatever is not aligned with your destiny, the plan for your life, or your purpose, your objective in life, you say no to it. Whatever is wasting your time is your life. So anything that consumes your time and waste it is a no. You should say no to such things. So as individuals, you must have the confidence to be able to stand and say no when it is necessary to say no, and say no to what you don't want. No, irrespective of the force, irrespective of the intention of the enemy or the intention of others to force their will on you. You should know what you want and stand by it. Your ability to say yes or no will determine what the fulfillment of your destiny. Now, that reminds me of my little sister-in-law who came to my house briefly. She had a friend in her year one, and she said both of them used to go to the lecture room together. They do things together, and that she discovered that her first few weeks of going to classes with this girl, they would always go late, and the class was large. The class was very large. So when they go to the lecture room very late, they will be forced to stay at the back. And what do you find at the back? People who are making noise. A lot of people. The back is always congested. I know the teenagers and those in universities, you understand what I'm talking about. That the class will be so large and congested and then very noisy. Only the very few in the front will be able to hear the lecturers. And she said she told her friend, please, let's go to class very early so that we can sit in front and be able to hear the lecturer. And the girl said, I beg, forget the front, Joe. This back is good. Let us stay here. We will understand by and large. She said from that very moment, she decided what to do. By the time she woke up the second day, very early, she got to class very early. She didn't bother going to call her. And then by the time the sun next, it was a hi. She hi. Because why? One, her friend wants to stay at the back. And she wants to be in the front seat. She wants to be in the front seat so that she can hear what the lecturers are saying. She wants to be in the front seat so that she can be sure she's getting something from the class. With confidence, I know she graduated with a first class. What am I saying? You should be able to say no. No matter who is making the choice or who is forcing his or her choice on you, it is your responsibility to say these two-letter words, no. Again, you will say no because your ability to say no will present you as a matured person. Let's look at relationship, for instance. If a boy and a girl is in relationship, they are dating, maybe of age, and it is actually accepted that the two of them should date, there is going to come in occasion for a demand for sexual immorality. There'll be a demand from whichever of them is not strong. If it's brother that is weak, he will ask the sister. If the sister that is weak, she may make a demand on the brother, or demanding, for sexual touch, for a touch, illicit of things that are not actually supposed to be done at that time. You get to know that even him, the brother who is saying, give me your body at the wrong time, he's not doing it willingly. He is being suppressed by the demand of that very moment. Or the lady who is looking for a shoulder to lean on, she is not in her absolute sense. She just felt that she needed a companion, that should be done. Does not make her less spiritual. But what she's actually saying is, are you strong enough? Are you matured? So we should read in between the lines. We should understand that if the two of you are in relationship, you have said yes, and that you are going to get married, and there's a demand for sexuality from one of you now. My interpretation of that demand is that, look, at that moment, he's weak. At that moment, he needs the support of a strong woman. At that moment, have you not considered why is it that most times when two people are in love and they suddenly fall into sexuality, as soon as they have done the thing, the next thing is hatred. The brother can confidently tell a sister, walk out, or he can also walk out of her. Or the sister can be, of course, sisters are majorly always losing, particularly in this our environment. So what it means is that the moment that brother was asking for that sexual pleasure, it is not in his right mind. He's only asking the sister, are you strong enough to be my wife? So when she said no to him at that time and stand on her no, beyond hating her, the brother's confidence will be built, because when they depart temporarily at that time and he comes back to his senses, he will be happy he has gotten a lady who is able to say no to sexual pressure. So he will come back to her. But when he said, give me your lips, you give it out. Give me your breast, you say, okay, just my breast, you take. Give me this, your nakedness. Oh, here we go. You offer it. Then he knows that he's joining or he's partnering with a weak woman who probably will say yes later to a neighbor, yes to a co-worker. His confidence will not be in you. But if you know how to say no, you say no to him because it is not yet time. You will build him, and he will be so happy when he comes to him in his private, and he will be happy that, no, my wife to be, the lady I love, even if go and try her, she will not agree, because he had tried her and he did not agree. So he's not making you weak. Your no does not render you weak. Rather, your no is making you to be seen as a matured fellow, to be seen as one who could resist evil, and to be seen as one who is dependable. Even in the place of work, when your colleagues, when your boss know that there are ways you say your no or yes, you are not just a yes man, things can be committed to your hands, because you know that no, when he makes up his mind, as he decides to say a no, he will stand by his no. So a lot of things will be committed to your hand, and then you will be like a one who is matured, who could take decision. I know you remember this Eddie Murphy's film, Coming to America. You remember that his queen? Can't remember her name now. You say, what food do you like to eat? Say whatever food you like to eat. What way do you like? Say wherever you want me to do. Say what do you like to do? It's anywhere you like to do. Whatever you like doing is what I like doing. Say, so what do we, any whatever you ask me to do is what I would do. And I say, so if I ask you to bark like a dog, you would bark. So he was considered as one who could be pushed around. She was considered as one that is not matured enough to be. And the said, no, this can't be my wife. So he actually, I know you are following me. He actually asked her to bark like a dog. And she began to bark. I said, back away from my life. So, but if you are confident, if you know how to say yes and no, you will be regarded, you will be respected, you will be honored, and it can even make doors to be open for you. There are ways you say your no and you stand by your no, and it makes people to love you and to say, no, this is the person who will give this appointment. This is the person who will give this job to, because he is a man or a woman of integrity. Sometimes you consider saying no as a kind of a selfish a decision. Maybe because you felt that your opponent is weak, you want to help. And you know, that had ruined so many people's destiny. What you are taught from home, your principle of life, you get outside there and somebody said, want to trade it. I've seen that one happen in the life of teenagers several times. You know, a boy said, if you don't let me have you, I will kill myself. And you just felt that, oh, you don't want this guy to go and kill himself. Then you just allow. You trade your destiny. You want to be a therapist for somebody who is dying and trade your destiny? No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. If he really wants to kill himself because he wants you, please allow him. Allow him. Because you cannot, just like he's saying that to you, he will still pick somebody else outside you and also use the same trick. It's just a trick. Don't try to help somebody by truncating your own destiny. Learn to say no. Say no means somebody come to your room and want to play music and say, please, I want to sleep. Say no means I can't go out with you now. I want to go to the library. Say no means I am not eating today. I want to fast. Say no means no, I don't go to night parties, not even a birthday. That's what no means. No means that whatever is opposing your purpose, whatever is opposing your idea, whatever is different from your way, you say no to it and live to face the consequence of your action. What if you have started failing? What if you have taken the first step and it's wrong? What would you do? You knew that what you are in is wrong, but you have started. Some people say, well, I've started, there's nothing else I can do. That's not true. You can always introduce a stop. You can always introduce a stop and change your mind. There is something that happened some years ago, particularly when I was serving in Taraba State. Something happened. I like to wrap up this episode with this story. After the orientation camp, we were asked to go home for 2 weeks. Then we'll come back. Most people went home, but those of us who were Christians, we stayed back because we wanted to attend the conference. We wanted to attend the NCCF conference in Jos. Suddenly, by the second day, the governor of the state came and said there's going to be a party. He was going to honor the commissioner for road and transport that time. So he now wants some coppers that will come along. So when they came and they gathered us that we should go to the party, from Jalingo, we were supposed to go for the party at Wukari. I know those who were there, who will be watching me now, will remember this story very well. We all went. Before we left, I told them, I said, party with the governor. Are you sure we are safe? Are you sure this is not going to bring a trouble on our heads? And someone say, no, Sister Morayo, you are too local. You don't know what is cocktail they want to do. In cocktail party, nobody is serving anybody. You just eat and come back home. I said, are you sure? You know, remember what the Bible says? The Bible says the people ate and drank and rose up to play. After we have eaten their food, are you sure we are not going to rise up to play their play? And then everybody shouted me down. Meanwhile, we needed money. We needed a bus. So we all entered the bus and went to Wukari for the party. We saw big men there. Before we knew it, Okay, they first got us to somewhere where we ate. See, brethren, and I was saying it like a joke, and they said, we are enjoying the food now. Know that after this food, there is going to be another thing. Oh, you people should get to know. Don't say you don't know. So we finished eating. They now carried us to the party venue. We were hearing the songs that we have not, songs of Babylon, so to say. So they now said we should go in. Before we knew it, started hearing us. This commissioner will come and say, we'll take this. This one will say, I'll come this. I told you people. And then everybody began to panic. Sisters, we were more than 20. We began to panic. Courageously, I just entered the house. I said, let me go and check. I see what the rooms are like. I saw the first room small, the second room it was very big. I came back outside and I told them, everybody, let's enter the big room. Don't enter the first room, or the first room is too small. You'll be lonely. We all packed ourselves into the second room and we're waiting for the next action. When the night came, they wanted us. The men were outside. The commissioner for road and transport was there. The governor was there. Ministers were there. They were waiting for us. And here we are. Whatever we had eaten some hours ago, they were digesting so fast. Everybody was shaking and panicking because it is night. We must do the night thing with them. In the midst of that, I saw that no, there's something else we can still do, even though we are already caught in this web. We had, like a lawful captive, we entered into this trap, but there must be a way out. Immediately, it struck me that there must be a way out. I decided, maximum, they will cancel my service here. Maximum, they will punish me. Maximum, they will send me to a place I don't want to be. But one way or the other, I decided I was going to do something. So I walked up to the ADC and I told him, there's a mix-up here. We all are Christians. We're waiting to go for a conference, a Christian conference, before this call came. We don't do night dancing. We don't do partying. We don't do sexuality with men. We don't do it. And the man was like, is that true? I said, yes. That's why you can see we are all troubled here. We're Christians waiting for our service here to go to conference. And then we were left alone. We were left alone for the night. By the second day, there was no longer provision for us to go. They didn't give us a vehicle. The vehicle that brought us was no longer there to take us back. So we suffered. But beyond our suffering, we came back without being touched sexually. None of us was harassed. None of us fell a victim for them. We turned back. If you are in a mistake, you can correct it. If you're in a wrong relationship and the guy is pressurizing you, or you are doing something that's very wrong, inside of your heart you don't want to do it, stop and turn. If you have committed abortion and within your heart it's paining you, you are a Christian lady, stop and turn. If you are getting money in a wrong way, or you are putting your hands into evil, all in the name of acquiring wealth or becoming a rich guy, stop. Just report yourself to an authority, a Christian authority, a pastor, somebody who could help you, and declare that you don't want to continue. We interrupted so many guys when we were on campus who were court members who want to introduce a stop. They want to say no. I remembered even when we were on campus, we introduced a stop to so many, in the lives of a lot of people who said no to courtism, even though they were already in it. There were people I remember vividly. I remembered Timothy, that we got him. He was already a member of a court. And when he came to fellowship, got converted, we introduced a stop and helped him. And he came out of the courtism. You can only say no. Don't believe that power of courtism that says you cannot come out. You can come out. There are so many people that came out of courtism on campus. Don't die in it. It is a lie of the enemy from the pit of hell that said you are already in it. You have started your assassin, so there's nothing else you can do. And then you are there crying. I have seen so many posts of girls, boys and girls who kill themselves because they felt that, they are trapped into a particular condition or situation. You can always introduce a stop and say no and turn back and save your life. As you do that, you'll be saved. This is how we end today's episode. Don't forget to like, to follow, and subscribe. And drop your views on the comment section. I always love you, you know. Thank you. I appreciate it.